Hello, my friend, and welcome to Wisdom Trek. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 5-day-per-week wisdom and legacy building podcast. This is day 564 of our trek, and we are hiking a series of trails called The Tools in Gramps Backpack. Each Monday, for a total of 20 weeks, we will explore the different tools needed to motivate and equip parents and grandparents to train their children and grandchildren to be successful in their trek of life. If you don't have any children or grandchildren of your own, use these tools to train others that you do influence. Today is the 11th tool in Gramps' backpack, and it is values. We are broadcasting from our studios at the Big House in Marietta, Ohio. When this episode originally airs, I will be back in Arizona working on our construction project. We have finished up completely with the first 6 townhomes, and they are now on the market. And we are nearly complete with the second 6. If sales are strong, the funding group will move forward with the next 2 pods of 6 units each. There are a lot of details in finalizing the buildings, and it always takes longer and costs more than we expected. It is our desire to bring value both to the funding group and to the ultimate purchasers of the townhomes. As parents and grandparents, we should bring values to those that we impact with our lives. To bring values, our lives must be built on a solid foundation, which are driven by a moral code and integrity. So the tool that we'll explore today is values. Every parent and grandparent needs to articulate and demonstrate clearly a defined set of values. Those values must be firmly rooted in a moral code. The best and most complete moral code is found in God's Word. We should love to live and stand on that foundation. Psalms chapter 119:47 says, "How I delight in your commands, how I love them." Every day, the influences of society tries to shape your values. Society wants you to focus on the distractions and temptations of our troubled 21st century world. Society's values are far different from God's value system. If you are wise, you'll pay more attention to the things that distract you from His precepts. When God's values are woven into the very fabric of your life, they become your values, and then you can share His abundance of peace. If you adopt a worldview that is contrary to God's precepts, you are opening up yourself to unwise and unhealthy choices. We live in a world that is filled with countless opportunities to make some very unwise choices. The common worldview, with its political correctness, cries out, "Worship me with your time, your money, your energy, and your thoughts." But God commands us otherwise. He commands you to worship Him and adore Him alone. Everything else must be secondary. To experience God's peace and blessings, and then to teach Him to others, you must build your life and indeed your entire value system on His foundation, which is His Word. Teaching a biblically based value system to your children, your grandchildren, and others that you impact is paramount. For society to function properly, the family unit must be solid. God, through His prophet Isaiah, tells us in chapter 48, verse 18, "Oh, that you had listened to my commands. Then you would have had peace flowing like a gentle river, and righteousness rolling over you like the waves of the sea." If you want to be proactive in the way that you live your life, if you want to influence your life's direction, if you want your life to exhibit the qualities you find desirable, if you want to live with integrity, then you need to know what your values are. You need to embrace them and practice them every day. Sadly, most family problems, whether they are relational or financial, are seldom the real problem. They are a symptom of a weak or non-existent value system. God gives us a pattern for teaching values to our children and grandchildren in Deuteronomy chapter 11, verses 18 through 21. So commit yourself wholeheartedly to these words of mine. Tie them to your hands and wear them on your forehead as a reminder. Teach them to your children. Talk about them when you are at your home and when you are on the road, when you are going to bed and when you are getting up. Write them on the doorsteps of your house and on your gates, so that as long as the sky remains above the earth, you and your children may flourish in the land that the Lord swore to give your ancestors. God's Word is a guidebook for which you must establish your value system, and then you must be able to show and teach them to others. As Joshua chapter 1 verse 8 tells us, "Study the book of instruction continually, meditate on it day and night, so you will be sure to obey everything written in it. Only then will you prosper and succeed in all that you do." With these thoughts in mind, we will conclude our trek for today and close Gramps' backpack. But before I do, I will pass this tool of values on to you. Once you have this tool in your backpack, it is up to you to establish a life with a strong foundation of values. Once you have accomplished that, you then need to teach and train your children, grandchildren, and everyone you impact why those values are so necessary for your life and should be for theirs. When you possess a solid foundation of values, regardless of the difficult circumstances you may face in life, you can live a rich and satisfying life. Next Monday, we will investigate the 12th tool in Gramps' backpack, which is prayer. On tomorrow's trek, though, we will explore another wisdom quote. This 3-minute wisdom supplement will assist you in becoming healthy, wealthy, and wise each day. Thank you for joining me on this trek we call life. Encourage your family and friends to join us and then come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, creating a legacy. If you'd like to listen to any of the past daily treks or read the daily journal, they are available at wisdom-trek.com. You can also subscribe on iTunes or Google Play so that each day's trek will be downloaded to you automatically. And thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal. And as we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and then leave a living legacy each day. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you tomorrow.